everybody. Welcome back to another episode of UHS Presents special live stream launch party for Power Broker number 3. We're on
3 and 4.
Right?
3 and 4. Doubles.
I knew that. I knew that too. Yeah, two comics for one. I mean, not price wise, campaign wise. Like, you have to pay for 2 comics. We can't give them away like that. That'd be awesome if
we can't give you
could.
free comics just yet.
Yeah, I mean, we do give away free comics, but that was yesterday, not today. So sorry. But anyway, yeah, I think just leaving the old music running, it's a little weird for the credits there when it's totally silent. But this way, we don't have to blast poor Katie's ears out with the weird music issue, which is a known issue from StreamYard. I found that out today. And they're going to fix it, and then they're going to tell us that they fixed it. So
yeah, it's not our fault, we swear.
Yeah. I was like, the first time it happened, I was like, what the hell did I do? I didn't touch anything. And the second time it happened, I was like, I know I didn't do anything this time. So when it happened again yesterday, I was like, we gotta ask somebody, because this is clearly not our fault. Because I'm using StreamYard's actual tools to put music on. That's
yeah,
how it is.
so it couldn't be. Yeah, so I'm glad we solved that. Yeah.
Of the many issues that I have, the weird music volume thing is not one of them. This time. So anyway, yeah. So Power Broker, we're super stoked for that as usual, like always. Excited to have our stuff going, and we have creator Todd is here. I guess we can just bring Todd on right now, right? Let's do that.
Sure.
Hello, Todd.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Good times.
Good to be here.
I wish my light wasn't broken because I look like a weird music video, but it's fine. It's dramatic.
I think it's pretty cool. You're like a disembodied head floating.
Right.
What's that? It looks like you're about to record a propaganda video in a dystopian film. That's kind of what it looks like.
100%.
In a hacker space.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Right. I feel like that would be a thing in the Power Broker universe, right? I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, Madam Crazy Tits. Can't remember her name again. Duvray. Yeah, she seems like she would totally be a dictator if she was able to get away with it. Like, she would totally try. I can see it.
She is a dictator of her own empire, of her own evil empire.
Exactly. Alrighty, so we have a few minutes left before we're going to be launching. And, let me just... Okay, I gotta edit this. No, I'm not gonna edit it. I'm too lazy. That's the link that you gotta go to. Right now it's on the pre-launch page, but as soon as Lori hits the go button, it will be live, and we can see if anybody's gonna rush to be the first backer.
Yes. Morgan Iverson was number 1 for Finding D.
Yes.
So we'll see if he can do it again. I don't know what he's doing because like he's at work and shit, but he just knows.
Good job.
Like I don't know. Yeah.
It's a good job if you can jump on there. And Mike Watson explained their whole, like, when all those different backers, they come and they try and be first backer on their friends' projects, and they have a technique where they just go in and they hit the first button and then they change their pledge later or something, just like bam 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 as fast as you can. And
Wow.
and if Krinkstrutter forgot your credit card, you're screwed. You're not getting it.
It's like getting seats on Southwest.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Get there right away.
Yeah.
We heard
battles.
About Southwest
Yeah.
We had that whole meltdown with Mike. Like, that was fun. We should play that video. Is that video?
Do we still have it?
In the Dropbox? Because I know it's on YouTube, but if it's in the Dropbox, I can upload it and it'll be higher quality and just better.
I don't remember. Hey, Katie.
Let's see.
Yeah, we've had some feuds over like who's first backer on our campaigns, which I love. So That's why Sarah has started building these rewards for first backers so we can make it even
and
more
everybody's
competitive.
excited to win them. And right now, as of right now, we're talking about like just the promise of a reward yet, because I haven't sent any of them out because I wanted to send them all out all at once, and I got 3 of them. I had 4 to do, and I had 3 of them done, and then the goddamn laser broke again, which I'm not gonna complain, except that it sets me back is all, because
We got to get our
Because
own laser cutter.
right? Yeah, I was like, it's a free. Well, it's not free to use. I have to pay the membership fee. It's an extremely reasonable membership fee, and then I get to use any of the tools down there. And so, yeah, it's like it's really great. And I'm not entirely certain. I'm not sure that it wasn't me who broke the laser. Like, it could have been me. It wasn't broken when I left it, but something that I did could have caused the break that has happened. And I think it's fine now. And they actually ordered a new laser, which I'm very excited about. But that thing has to be worth like 3 of my car. Like, it's so expensive.
What is this laser cutter? What are you using it for?
We're making first backer reward plaques. They're just little plaques.
Oh, okay.
3x5 plaques, but they just say, what do they say? They say the name of the backer and the name of the campaign that they backed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it says you're a real. I've looked at it so many times I should remember it. You're a real unlikely hero or something like that on it. And it's got just a carving of the logo. It's just a laser cut carving. It's really cool.
Oh, cool.
And I have pictures of it, and I should show at least somebody, because like that way at least I can prove that I'm not lying about it,
It is a real thing.
It exists. I mean, I showed the original prototype on here at one point, but those were me cementing Shrinky Dinks onto a board, which was very cool looking, but these are cooler. These are classier, I think. So that's why I did that.
And when you tell people they're laser cut, it just sounds very fancy too.
It does.
Right.
And how did you break it?
I don't know that I broke it. I just assumed that I broke it because I break things a lot. But it's a little. There's a part that apparently gets worn out quickly because of how often it gets used. So I think that might be it was just it needs this replacement part. But I know a lot of people break it by you have to focus the laser, and a lot of people mess it up by not focusing the laser, and then they try to stick their wood or their medium closer instead of, like, you turn the little knob and then it makes the laser focus. You don't move the board you don't move your medium to the, because then you start fires and you burn out the laser, and it
sounds
I don't remember what it does. Like, I'm not knowledgeable enough to understand exactly how it works, because to me it's like you put the board on there and then it cuts a little and it's magic, right? I don't know how it works. I just know that I followed the rules and it did the thing that I wanted it to do, and I was happy. But at some point I am gonna send them out. I just have, and that, well, I guess now I have 2 more that I need to cut, because I gotta cut one for Morgan too. And
we got too many Kickstarters now. You have to get caught up.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting behind. I'm getting so. So like in my head, I'm like, I'm not behind because I've cut 3 of the 4 that I had on my list here. So in my head, I'm like, then I'm done with those, right? But no, you still have to mail it. It's not done until you mail it.
You have to mail it, Sarah.
You might have to resort to a knife. Just use a manual knife to cut it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I was smart enough to start with the oldest one first. So like the most recent one, not D. What did we do? Was it the Sundering? No, it was Medusa. Medusa was the last one we did before D. Yeah, and that one was the one that did not get cut. So nobody even has their books yet, their physical stuff. They have the digital now, right? So
yeah. So you're okay.
So, but they don't have and for the Sundering too, they don't have their books yet. They just have the digital crap. So like, I feel like I still have some time before it's too late there. And also, nobody actually paid for these, so if I never come through, then you didn't actually lose anything. I just feel like a dick. That's what happens. But I'm trying to avoid that.
I'm sure you'll get the
Oh, Katie, Katie,
Eh,
I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
supervision. There's a guy named Brian down there, and I always ask him to show me something. There's basically supervision.
So Sarah
But-
in the Power Broker universe should not have laser powers, is what we're agreeing upon, right? No laser eyes.
That would probably be the one that I would end up being like most compatible with too, and then I'd be afraid to ever use it because I would do something horrible. Okay.
Or you just
I'm
use
gonna
it
be
for
right
arts
back
and crafts.
well, then I could make a famous artist thing. My cat is playing with a rubber band. I have to take care of this.
Before they eat
He's
it.
gonna choke and die. He's too stupid to live on his own. Oh, gross! It's all slobbery, guys. It's all slobbery. Ew. Oh, I'm never gonna get that again. That was a good shot.
Oh man.
Oh, and nobody even saw it.
We can
Keep
imagine
tucking
it.
my hair behind my ears, and then I'm immediately irritated by it. Anyway.
Relatable.
So we should talk about the Kickstarter and stuff, right?
Well,
That's what
we
we're here
can
for. I still got a few minutes before launch.
yeah.
We can talk about how dumb my cat is for a few more minutes if you want.
Maybe we can give like a quick recap of issues 1 and 2 and a quick intro to 3 and 4. Like maybe you can just talk about them a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this is a world where anyone can have superpowers. Geneticists have figured out how to super endow humans. It becomes a commercial process. You go to a power brokerage, they scan your genome, tell you what powers you're compatible with. If you can afford them, you get the superpower. But these are pricey, so there's a huge black market for black market powers and chop shops, which are very dangerous. People end up getting deranged, often causing death. So to police this world, they have a special government agency of power brokers called the Central Brokering Agency. These brokers essentially police the world, police Potentia, which is the city that these powers exist. Mason Cleaver and Kira Bedford are partners. They're power brokers, agents of the Central Brokering Agency. So when we enter the story, it's 30 years of superpower. So we've had superpower and potential for 30 years. We're entering kind of the modern age of superpower, presuming that we've gone through the golden and the silver age. And they discover that somebody has, there's an overwrite of the chastity belt, that it's called. It's a genetic block. So when a violator commits a crime with a superpower, they get the power rescinded by the power brokers, which is it's a device called a rescinder, which essentially takes back the superpower and implants a genetic block so they can no longer get superpowers. So it's discovered that someone has overwritten this genetic block, which essentially will create an open season for power jackers within Potentia. Mason basically apprehends a jacker that's rampaging through food court. They find out that it's it's basically free on the streets, and when he goes home later that day, he's actually ambushed. He's ambushed by another power jacker who essentially wants to silence him for this knowledge. So with all that backstory, with all that prep, then we get into issue 2, which introduces the villain. The villain of the series is Madame DeVray. She's the head. She's the scion of the largest power brokerage in Potentia. It's called Pinnacle Laboratories. Her father was the kind of the genius scientist that discovered the first superpower. He experimented on a guinea pig. causing it to, supersize, and it was a supersize, super strength power. It ran amok in Potentia, and that's actually in issue 7. We go back and show that. So she's inherited this empire, and it's kind of like the apple of the superpower world. She has a secret weapons. Basically, they're her children. They're called the zygotes, specially genetically engineered, and they're not the first version. She's gone through many different versions, and the first ones didn't work out. It's not really explained yet, but this is kind of the backstory. Some of them have escaped, and they've had to hunt them down, but these fit perfectly. And she's been trying to essentially create the perfect vessel to harbor the mind energy, the mind power to fulfill her plot. And it's not really apparent what that is right now, but it's building. It's slowly building.
We're sure it's horrible.
Yeah, it's horrible, and it's really unique too. It's a unique manifestation.
Okay.
It's very, very comic booky. Very kind of high fantasy, outlandish, and like all of John's characters that he's created for this are just like out of this world. Fantastic. So we're entering issue number 3. So the power brokers in the CBA don't know that we know. We can see behind that fourth wall. We know that she's the villain, but the power brokers don't know. So what do they do? So Mason he's got a informant that he uses in the Potentia Underground. His name is Rez. He's really just like an ace chop shop operator. He actually brokers some of the powers for the Power Slammers, who are the super gladiators. It's like the premier blood sport in Potentia. So he actually has a pony in the ring for the competition for a gladiator named Slain Murder Spree, and he kind of has some knowledge of what might be going on. So Mason hits the underground, talks to him. In the meantime, Director Robertson, who's the head of the CBA, he's been the head of this agency since its inception, and he's like one of the power lords basically in Potentia. He wants to remove, because Mason has been kind of compromised by the assassination attempt on him. He sends Mason and Kira outside of Potentia on a special mission, and this is where we're entering issue 4. He removes them on a protectorate detail to safeguard this natural born psychic named Scylla, and she hasn't been super endowed. She's just a natural empath, natural psychic, but she has intimate knowledge of Madame DeVray's plot. She knows her very well, and she basically has a vision of Potentia's doom. So they're basically sent to protect her. And in the meantime, something has invaded Director Robertson's mind. His brain's been infected with a kind of a biological super weapon, and it's dormant right now. It's kind of a Trojan horse, but he wants to actualize his plans to prevent whatever's going to go down before the Trojan horse is unleashed. So he kind of implements this plan. He sends them to protect her, and that's kind of where we're at now.
That's awesome. Yeah, we have a lot of cool stuff coming up. And there's a lot of Power Slam in issue 3, which is just really fun. Yeah. We get to see a lot of that. Yeah. It's a big action issue. Lots of blood and crazy shit happening.
Yeah.
It's fun.
John's got a lot of just exceptional panels, a lot of art lot of like really delicious, characters and like just tattoos on all. It's very unique because there's a lot of like unique effects for a lot of the characters because it's futuristic. So they have unique kind of like glow patterns on them, and actually director Robertson visits the red light district, so you kind of get to see like the seedier side of superpower. Yeah, I mean the art's just, this is kind of where John and I really started to gel story wise. 3 and 4, it's really and his art is just really nice, really crisp.
Yeah, I'm excited. We have some previews of the art on the Kickstarter campaign, as well as all the covers. We're actually, John did new covers, but we're also re-releasing his original covers that he had made for Todd, because they're awesome too. And then we have new covers, and very exciting. I think we're ready. You wanna?
I'm ready.
All right. Let me bust it open.
It's right there.
I am hitting the button, confirming that I've read the rules.
Thank God for that.
And it should be live.
Does it refresh itself on these things? Oh, I'll just hit the refresh button. Bam! Live. There we go.
Yeah, and those are the gladiators.
Instantly, one backer. Who did that?
Wow.
Who was that?
Hang on, I'm gonna go look. I was actually looking at my early bird tier to make sure it's.
I
No,
wonder
that's
if
right.
it was Andrew, because Andrew is in the chat here going, "When's it gonna launch?"
He was waiting.
Waiting. He was ready.
Let's see. It was not Andrew. Backer number 1 was Michael St. George Matatix, and backer number 2 was Brad Arney. Backer number 3 was Andrew.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
That's not a name I recognize. That's
me neither. That's the first time that guy will have gotten backer number 1. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's gonna be. We're gonna have to squish that name down to get that on the little plaque.
Yeah. Maybe just Michael Matatix. We can probably do that. All right,
we'll see. I can play around with it.
Some stuff.
That's an awfully fun name to not try to use in completion, as evidenced by the fact that that's what he used on his Kickstarter account. So, I mean, if I had a big long name like that, and anything with the word saint in it, like any name that has saint in it, my name is boring. I have the most boring name of anybody here. Boring name. And sometimes racist, depending on what context you're using it in.
Right.
Because sometimes we say things like when we're referring to like Lori, if you were to refer to your family as the Foster Gang, nobody would side-eye you. But if I refer to my family as the White Gang, it's a little sus.
It's not great.
Well, if she referred to them as the Foster family, that might be a little suspect.
Right, it is a little different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't want anybody to think that I'm like doing that like that's actually my last name, and we're not. There's no neo-Nazi anything happening here. It's Andrew.
Andrew, you were number 3.
Brad beat you, and what was his name again?
Brad Arney beat you, and Michael St. George Matatix is his name.
Michael St. George. That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, sorry though. I mean, I'm sure we have enough of them this year that I'm sure you'll have to get at least one more, right? I mean, cuz there's just a handful of y'all that are always vying for that first backer spot. So, surely Brad said, "Sorry, Andrew." I don't.
There's more
I don't
than
think
enough
he's really
to go
sorry.
around.
I think he's sorry in a ha-ha kind of way.
You're right.
Okay. Well,
Well,
let's look
we
at
can
some of this
scroll
art
around.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, man.
Yeah,
I
there
need to
they
figure
are.
out-
There's the power slammers.
This tall thing needs to go away. It's screwing up. I need a bigger second screen. That's what I need. I need to get a really big, and then I'll make my first screen my second screen, and then I have more space. I need that. Need it in my life. Anyway.
So the
I got
backstory
most of it on
behind
there.
this is John really liked the Capcom Marvel versus Marvel versus Street Fighter poster for the video game. So he kind of did like his rendition, and I think it came out fantastic. I mean, it looks like it should be like a video game console, or
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can totally get that vibe out of it. Yeah, very nice. And his art has a very there's a lot of times that you can mistake, mix up two different artists' work, but John's got a very distinctive style, and it's pretty cool.
It's getting better as time goes on. He's just getting more effective,
Yeah, definitely. And he's always posting new stuff. I wish I had that kind of I'm not that dedicated to becoming better at drawing. He's always posting sketches and studies and stuff on Facebook or wherever, on Instagram and stuff. I don't know where all he posts, but I usually end up seeing him on Facebook. And because the algorithms don't show did you notice, this is sidebar, Facebook has that new notification that pops up and says, hey, here's some posts from some friends that you haven't seen in a while, and I just started getting those recently. And I'm like, the reason that I haven't been seeing, you're telling, because you're the one blocking them. I never asked for that. I want all of if I don't want their shit on my feed, I will unfollow them. I will not, you don't get to decide that for me, Facebook.
Yeah, it's so irritating.
I have very strong feelings about this, and it pisses me off. Here's some message, or here's some posts from some friends that you haven't interacted with in a while. It's I haven't interacted with them because you keep blocking their shit from my feed. Stop that. Okay.
So how does the algorithm
back to the main
work?
point.
It just gives you the people that you most often view, and
I don't.
Yeah, when you
guess,
comment, especially when you comment on, if you comment on someone's stuff, if you comment on 2 of their posts, you'll start seeing their stuff more often.
Right.
And they'll see your stuff more often if you comment on their stuff. It's really dumb. Otherwise, it just fades you. It fades you away from them, so you don't even see their stuff, because it's oh, well, you're not interested in it because you're not commenting on it, so...
And what if you're just me? I look through and I don't think, it's not that I'm not enjoying your posts, but I don't think to hit the like button or anything.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to comment. No matter how interesting I find the post to be, I'm not going to comment on it because I don't want to. I don't need a reason to not comment. I don't want to.
Yeah. It's
Unless
why,
you're asking a question or something, I'm not going to.
It's why I have a lot of comments on people's posts that are yeah. Because it's literally just I want to keep seeing your posts. So I'm going to comment yes and yeah and exclamation points, because if I don't, I won't see it anymore.
Why is Facebook trying to make me compromise my morals like this?
It's like a trick in the system.
I don't want people thinking I'm friendly. Gross. Ugh.
That cover is sweet. When is Netflix going to pick this up as a series?
Nice.
That's an excellent question.
Very soon. That would be great.
If
Mike,
Netflix
if
wants
you
to
know
come
somebody,
and
if you know somebody,
yeah, we got a whole mess of ideas we can pitch to them.
Soon enough.
Imagine this John's painterly style, but animated.
Oh,
that'd be
so
fucking
cool.
crazy.
Oh, badass.
I mean, what is that show with the one the League of Legends show that's on? It's on Netflix right now, right?
Yeah, Arcane.
Yes, Arcane. Like that one's got. It's not painterly like John. It's nothing like John's, but it's like got that really cool painterly feel. But it's I think CGI. Yes, Katie, it is discrimination against ADHD brains. It is. Facebook hates us.
Shaheen's first cover, the cover of the first issue, that would be great. That animated style. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think this would make an excellent. I don't know. I think this would make an. I think any of our series would make an excellent animated series, but this one would probably be very expensive to do as a live action one. I think because of all the special effects and stuff, but it would still be really cool.
Well,
Todd, who would you
out as a great animated, cartoon or
who would you cast as the actor in a live action? Who would you cast as Mason and Kira?
Well, Mason. I mean, either of them. There's so many to choose from, and there's so many new actors that come out that are like powerhouses. The guy who plays Homelander. I don't know where he came from, but he's just amazing. So it's really wide open. But the one person I did have in mind for Madame DeVray was Meryl Streep, but like a CGI version of her that brought her back to like Sophie's Choice era. But then like the plastinated body, like the GMO body,
She would be amazing as DeVray. Oh my god. I mean, you've seen The Devil Wears Prada, right? Like she would be amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Anyway, okay. And I was like looking at Mason and going, I thought when you said the boys, I thought you were gonna say Carl Urban, and I was like, yeah. But both choices are good, I think.
Urban.
Carl Urban is a chameleon though. He could pretty much Carl Urban could play Meryl Streep's part in A Devil Wears Prada. Like he's
right. I love
he's
Carl
a chameleon.
Urban. I
had no idea. One of my favorite.
And Henry Cavill for Mason. You and Eric, Lori.
That's true.
He could do it. But that'd be like double dipping because he's Superman.
Apparently not anymore.
Yeah, I'm confused if he's still Superman at this point.
I have no idea what's going on in like DC. I get that it's calculated chaos, but I'm just gonna sit back and wait for the dust to settle. So
with Kira, you could get. I mean, there's so many actresses. You just have to dye her hair and shave her head.
Right.
Yeah, like I was immediately kind of thinking like Jennifer Lawrence, but because she's done so many action things, and she's an X-Man, so I think she could do it. But there's a lot of really good younger actresses that are just starting to come out and show their chops.
Yeah,
that could also do it.
It's hard to lock down a particular person because you might have someone in mind, and then you get a whole people that come for a casting call, and then
we could just
this
sit
is
here
one
and
of
watch
my
this
favorite
art cycle through.
The Potentia Destruction vision, Scylla's vision. It's like so finely rendered by John.
Yeah. I did put some spoilery pages in here, but I felt that it was fine because I feel like it just makes you want to read the book more. Yeah.
Like the finale there. Power Slam finale. Oh, and the prison break too. That's so Madame DeVray essentially wants to reactivate the prisoners in Potentia Supermax prison to go take out the power brokers and Scylla, because she knows that Scylla knows what about her plot. So they use the guise of a CDC worker. She sends her henchman Emil in the guise of a CDC worker to administer vaccines to the inmates because there's supposedly a new organism that's infected the the penal institution and the state, and it's attacking male genitalia, causing it to, necrotize and fall off. So
I mean, that's the quickest way to get people to get a vaccine, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, could steer this whole conversation down a totally different road with that one.
Well,
just
guys,
the prison break, because there's going to be a very ostentatious prison break coming up, and the power jackers of lore that have had their power stripped by the power brokers and sent to Potentia Supermax prison, which is kind of like the Alcatraz of Potentia, they're going to be reactivated. And some really, it's some of like John's best work. They're really cool. They're really like monstrous.
It's scary.
Thanks, Natasha.
Thank you.
I like your horse too.
Yeah.
It's like this high on my screen, but it looks really pretty.
She was training for the Olympics.
Oh, that's amazing.
Cool.
Horseback riding, yeah.
Nice. I mean, technically, I can ride a horse, but nobody wants to see that. I used to be really good at it when I was a kid, but I don't even know if I could get on a horse anymore.
Well, guys, chime in in the comments if someone told you that there was a disease and it was gonna make your genitals fall off, if you would get the vaccine. I feel like this is an important survey question.
Imagine if that's what COVID-19 was doing, was just making men's things fall off.
It would be
vaccine would have happened so fucking fast.
90% vaccination rate. Oh.
Okay, I'm a little mesmerized by this GIF cycling through here, and that one could totally be a postcard, but I think we should look at the rest of the campaign. Look at this one. Colors.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to make it so that it's like every time I go make the page a little bit smaller. Yeah, that's what it does. Fucks everything
I love
up.
Elvin's covers. They're just amazing. And Hedwyn's colors.
Yeah, I love working with Elvin. I'm gonna hype him up right here. All I do basically is I send him the issue that he's going to do the cover for, and he reads it, and then he comes up with thumbnails, and every thumbnail he comes up with is insane. Absolutely. And then we have to pick one, which is really hard.
He's one of those that gives us all these amazing options.
Every one is like, you could use every one. It's so hard.
Yeah.
And if we had enough money, we probably would.
Yeah. He's just fantastic.
To pick, though.
And he loves the series, and he loves working with Hedwyn, so we love Elvin.
Very cool.
Yeah, thank you, Elvin, so much. And I'm so glad that he digs the series,
Yeah. I feel like that's important. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that looks so good, though, with the logo, and came out great. And that was the original cover.
Yeah, so that one's also John, but it's like the classic version, but we just liked it so much, we're re-releasing them.
Okay,
and that's
the metal dude with the unicorn horn? Because I like that guy.
Yeah. He's kind of got like a hyper-speed blade power. He's got an assortment of blades, super speed, and so this isn't like a superfluous introduction of like cool super gladiators. These guys have a direct bearing later on the story. Like they're brought back.
Very cool.
So this one is this one is a cover that Eric did. It's based on the I'd Buy That for $1 guy, and
Running Man.
Running Man.
Yeah, and that was a huge influence on Power System. It was Running Man.
Yeah, and Super Smash TV also is like another kind of influence. Yeah, not much to say there. It's kind of that exploitation kind of cover that we thought was perfect for Power Broker for the Power Slam, because they're putting out flyers like this. You know they are, to advertise the Power Slam.
Oh yeah. Oh, and there are ring girls that look like that.
Yeah. So.
But I like that.
I could pull off that shaved head side flap thing with the pink.
Hell yeah.
I think I could pull that hair.
I mean,
I don't know about bangs, but
like these strong, like masculine, it's like aggressive masculine energy. So it's nice to see like like strong female energy.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of big muscular dudes on all these covers, so
that's fair.
And so this is the number 4 cover A.
Yeah, that came out. That's one of my favorite. It's unbelievable.
And that's Scylla in the center, our psychic.
Yep. I love how John captured like the sort of psychic symbology with all the holographic symbols.
I feel there's a lot going on this cover that
here.
like you don't really realize until you read the issue, and then you come back to it and you're like, oh.
Yep.
Which is cool.
Yeah, I'm like, and it's just like looking at there's just a lot in this. There's just a lot in this one, and I could probably spend a good half hour just looking at everything, and probably still not get all of it. I believe it.
And I should explain also. I should explain that Card is the redheaded guy. He's the head of the Anti-Power League. So there's a huge prohibition movement in Potentia to outlaw superpower because of all the past abuses. And that's actually one of the reasons that Madame DeVray is initiating her plot, because the time is right. And also she's perfected her zygotes, her secret weapon. So he's the head of the Anti-Power League and a paramilitary arm of the Anti-Power League. So they're kind of like taking matters into their own hands. And he's kind of protecting Scylla. So when the Power Brokers leave Potentia, they're actually going to meet the two of them.
He gives me, so I don't know if you've seen The Last of Us. Todd, have you kept up with that?
Spoilies! I don't have HBO. No spoilies.
No. He
I did
reminds me. Nick Offerman's character and him, I feel, have some parallels.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that kind of survivalist, like sick of everybody's shit kind of parallel.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't see The Last of Us. I played the video game, so
okay.
Yeah, I played some of the video game and I know the basic story, so I'm pretty sure that when I do get around to actually being able to watch the series, it's gonna be one of those ones where you're gonna watch an episode and then you're just gonna need a break because it's just that emotional. That's what it sounds like anyway. Ooh. This one's a good one too.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's Alvin's for issue 4.
Yeah, I am seeing some of these for the first time because I was kind of buried in the other in Dee's campaign, so I didn't actually end up doing a lot of the stuff for this one. So I am getting to see some of this stuff at the same time everybody else is. Wow.
Yeah,
colors.
He nailed it. It's unbelievable. What I love is that it looks like a crystal ball in the middle with the Pinnacle Tower, which is Madame DeVray's power brokerage.
Yeah, it's so cool.
All right.
And Hedwyn's colors.
Hedwyn's kind of a magician with the colors, isn't he?
He is. And that was the original.
This was creepy as fuck. This is a very creepy cover.
Yeah. That was the original. Number 4 cover.
I love this. I do love this one.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I flipped through all the pages and I totally missed this one. How did I miss this? If this is the original cover, how the hell did I miss it? Because that's going to stay with me for a while now, I think.
Yeah. Yep, those are the inmates of potential Supermax and the zygotes in the middle.
Yeah, I love that he makes the covers sexy and terrifying at the same time. It's very confusing in a good way, like.
Yeah, I mean, he's found his calling. He's like the king of covers,
Yeah.
And I'm looking at it going, I like that shirt. Can I get that shirt,
right.
like, for real? Because that's kind of a cool shirt.
Yeah.
We were gonna have Madame
off.
switch her outfits like every so often, because she's unlimited budget.
Well, she can't wear the dress from the last. She can't wear that gala dress from the last issue around very like she can't even trot down a flight of stairs with that thing on without having a wardrobe malfunction. That's an outfit you got to wear with care.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks amazing on her, but.
Well, she's the type who probably just like wears things and then throws them away because she can just buy new things. Like,
yeah, she's that kind of an asshole, isn't she?
Yeah.
Or like incinerates it so they can't get her skin cells to,
Yeah, she probably just incinerates she probably has an incinerator in her bedroom where she undresses and just chucks it right in so that no DNA.
Exactly.
And then that means her bedroom is very warm too, which I can actually I support that particular aspect of it, but nothing else. It's very wasteful. It's not good for the planet.
But it's a good heater.
It's true.
So these are the socks. I am obsessed.
The famed socks.
I worked with thank you, Tessa. I want a special thanks. I should probably put them on the campaign as well. Special thanks to Alchemy Merch. Tessa over there was really patient with me, working with the art that we have and figuring out what would look really cool on socks. And then they had samples made, and they're so soft and so colorful. Obsessed. They're awesome.
I love them. I think it's a great choice of the graphic.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah,
it worked surprisingly well.
We need this is getting into some suggestive territory here, but we need somebody to model the socks for us because I would like to see how when you stretch it out onto a foot what it looks like because
right.
How big the power brokers actually get.
It's either gonna look fine when you put the sock on or it's gonna look hilarious, and either way I'm there for it. So
either way.
Yeah,
it just matter. Jacks them up. It jacks them up when you put it on. That's it's fine.
There you go. No, we don't care about any of these people, do we?
And you don't really need to go through all of the rewards, but we have an early bird tier that's running till Friday. Let's
look at that one at least.
It's a catch-up tier. Should be a little lower.
One?
A little lower.
Oh.
It'll have big red font on it.
Oh, there we go.
Know. There you go.
Early bird, first 72 hours. There we go. So that's all four with the original covers?
All four with basically John's new covers on them.
Ah, okay.
For $30, which is a great deal. Yeah. So get in there and grab it. They don't charge your card until the campaign ends, which is in 17 days. So you don't have to worry if you don't have the money. They won't pre-authorize you or charge you. If you want that early bird tier, grab it now.
It's a good deal.
Yeah, and if you've somehow got issue 2 but not issue 1, there's all these add-ons. You can go ahead and help yourself to the one that you don't have.
Right. We wanted to try to make it relatively easy. So we just have the reward tiers. Just choose your digital issue. So you pick one and then you can add on any digital issue to that. So if you're missing 2 and 4, you can get those. It makes it really easy to pick and choose. Yeah. And honestly, though, the best deals are with the bundles. So if you get all 4 issues or if you get, all the cover A's or all all of those tiers that are bundles have discounts. So
Yeah,
Do we
that's
have
the idea with the
olive oil?
Kickstarters, to try and give you the most bang for your buck.
yeah, and yes, yeah. So we have you can add on a hollow foil of any issue, but then we also have a tier that's all the hollow foils as well.
And those are so cool. I mean,
Some of those covers are
yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
look
don't they turn out great?
insane.
I'm
Oh, God.
obsessed.
The number 2 cover with DeVray and the Zygotes, the gold, it looks like gold. It looks like gold
Yeah.
foil. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. I find hollow foil, like we do a lot of hollow foil books, but Power Broker it really suits Power Broker specifically because of just how it looks in the theme, and then having it be shiny too.
Right,
It works really well.
All the energy effects and.
Oh, add on the socks. You gotta add on the socks. See, we're just gonna have to get somebody to just when this is over and we send out everybody's rewards, we're gonna have to be like, okay, take pictures of the socks and then post them and tag, because we want to see what happens. I don't know. Sometimes I get to have some of these cool rewards to like take to shows and stuff, but usually I don't end up with things like, I think I have a pair of Black Adam socks and that's it. And we're pretty strict about, I only want books because that's a lot of shit to handle to take to conventions, but I want to see what the socks look like on y'all's feet.
I do have a pair, so I'll take a picture of my feet, I guess.
Take a picture and then do that thing where you lay down on the floor and then scoot your butt up against the wall and cross your legs on the wall so that it's like a model shot, like those dumb fucking things.
Oh my
it's so
God.
fucking dumb. It's so dumb, and I've totally done it before just to be a smartass. But
I should do it.
It does make your legs look better. It makes them look longer because of the angle. It works.
Yeah.
I mean, I see why people do it. It's so stupid, but I see why they do it. Well, let's go back up. Where's the button that's back to top button? Where is that Kickstarter? I want my back to top button.
Oh, I should email
hotkey, but...
Kickstarter and ask them about that. We need one of those.
Holy shit! You guys almost got us to 1,000 already. Look at this. You guys are awesome. We got 22 backers already. We just launched this thing. This is nice. You guys are the best.
You will not be disappointed.
I just realized that totally came out sounding like I was being sarcastic, but that was genuine. I actually mean you are the best. So it wasn't.
We're just tired.
It didn't mean it as smart-assy as it sounded.
You guys are the best.
Because obviously we couldn't continue to do this if you guys didn't support us like this. That's why. That's why you're awesome.
It's a huge deal. It actually is.
Yes.
If we can manage to hit goal, there's some interesting stretch goals in store. We got metal bookmarks. There may or may not be a second sock design if we can make enough money. So let's do it. Let's hit goal today.
Yeah, do it.
Let's do that.
I think for the other sock design, the shot of Director Robertson taking out the power jacker. You know which one I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
All right, just stop me if I'm scrolling down.
There's so many good sock designs, potential sock designs that we can use.
And so it's not feasible to knit the socks with the colors, but that would be so cool. So many of these designs are so full of colors, and imagine if they knitted it with the colors as opposed to, because we have to. That's how socks are mass produced. When you got the novelty socks, you can't do that. That'd be, each pair would be like $70. It wouldn't work.
Right.
But
you couldn't mass produce them like that, I don't think.
no, it would be so cool if we could, though.
How do they make those? I mean, would they print it afterwards?
From looking at it, I believe it's dye sublimation, which
is
where
I think
it's
that's what she said. Yeah. How does that work?
I worked in dye sublimation, so I can actually tell you all about dye sublimation. So you have your fabric. It's got to be a synthetic or mostly synthetic because of the high heat that gets used. Like cotton would just explode into flames if you tried to do this with it. And also cotton wouldn't be great for socks anyway. You need some stretch. And yeah. Anyway, so they roll it out onto these big machines that go, there's a flat like conveyor kind of thingy, and then there's a special paper that they print the design onto, and then they lay the paper onto the fabric, and then they run it through the press, and the press obviously presses, but it also very high heat is applied to it, and so it kind of opens the pores of the fabric. And if for lack of better description, it opens the pores of the fabric, and then the dye seeps in and kind of permanently stains it. Which is why if you're not super careful with washing, like with you washing your dye sub t-shirts, and a lot of bedclothes and synthetic blankets and things are made with dye sub. So if you wash them with hot water, or if you got a t-shirt that you don't turn inside out, stuff like that, you notice it'll fade a little bit, but it'll never totally go away, and it won't peel like a screen printing peels. So stuff like that, like it won't ever truly lose its colors because it's like basically it's permanently burned in there. But you can, if you don't care for it correctly, you can make it fade and not look quite as cool as it did in the first place. So, but yeah, dye sub is pretty cool.
Like a fake tattoo, like with the paper backing.
Yeah, except more permanent.
That's pretty cool though.
But then you don't have the problem with socks shedding their layers of skin like human skin does. So the tattoo couldn't stay, but a socks, yeah. Oops, I'm scrolling the wrong thing. Yeah, Katie's suggesting that she wants to make us some socks. That's what that was, right, Katie? You're gonna make us some socks, yeah? I think that's what it was anyway. Mike Cassetta says, can you give us any info on future issues, and where does Power Broker go from here?
Future issues. So this is a 15-issue story arc. So it's building. We're gonna release the 5, and then after 5, we're gonna do a trade paperback. Is that right, Lori?
Yeah. So if you guys missed the issues, or you're waiting for that trade, it is coming. Hopefully this year.
That would be cool.
Yeah. And we'll get some different covers for the trade, of course. New covers. We haven't decided what yet, but we're thinking on it. And then the plan was every 5 would be collected as a trade, right?
Yeah.
So it would be 3 trades, and then then maybe a big gigantic brick at the end. Like a hardcover omnibus or something that collects all 15.
And we have to do the power pinnacle power pricing menu with all the power.
Yeah, we'll have lots of fun extras, like Potentia based extras that look like real ads. If you guys bought issue 1 and 2, we included some of those extras in there. Yeah.
But I mean, the sky's the limit for this series. I really think. It's basically a world where anyone can have superpower, and you don't often see that. I mean, most other series, superheroes are outside of you. You can't have the superpowers. So this is like finally, okay, now you can have superpowers. What are you going to do with them? And there's a 0 tolerance policy for abuse of superpower. And that's basically where the power brokers come in.
So let's say that I got my laser powers and I abuse them because I'm incompetent, as Katie was suggesting, which would never. I mean, come on, Katie, me fuck up, come on. But like, Is that grounds for getting your powers removed too, or just like the malicious stuff?
Have you harmed somebody with your superpowers? I mean, have you?
I would like to think that I would not
somebody?
do that. Yes. I'm not a big
Well,
fan
what
of
if like
hurting them.
okay, here I have an example. So Sarah's using her laser eyes to engrave a project, and she like slips and like clips Jeff or something, and like, you know, he loses
Just, like
a hand.
cuts his arm off.
Yeah. So then what?
There's probably some gray area there, you know. I mean,
Depends on if Jeff presses charges, maybe.
well, the powers are time limited. Also, it's like a cell phone plan, so you know
Okay.
they might just let them run out, and then you can't be brokered again for a while. I mean, there's got to be some gray
This
area.
is like an Adobe subscription kind of thing that we're talking about here. I see how it is.
And then they're
Y'all
like,
know
maybe
how
no,
I feel about Adobe subscriptions.
they're like, maybe no more laser eyes for you. Maybe a different, maybe another. Let's look and see if there's another one.
See how it is.
Poor Jeff.
He's used to it by this point.
That he's so used to it that he bought powers to grow his limbs back because he was ready for you to accidentally laser them off. That's right.
Probably, yes. That's probably how that would work. Yeah.
This sounds like a fetish. Cutting limbs off and regrowing them.
It has to. There's a rule, right? What's the rule? If it exists as a fetish for somebody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. There's
Was that
plenty of
Rule
room for
34 or
fetishes.
something? Oh, the internet.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole, like, you could have a whole sexy Power Broker series that's just about that. I'm sure there's so much weird
Yeah.
shit that people would do.
Yeah.
I have no doubts.
The whole S&M angle.
Oh yeah. And there's
No.
probably a whole like market for like specifically sex-based superpowers. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Well, there's an engorged part power, which you can imagine, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a whole underground sex trade involving superpowers in Potentia, and you kind of see a glimpse of it when he's Director Robertson's in the red light district. It's not gratuitous, but you know, you
Right.
see.
We get an idea.
Yeah.
We need a sideshow edition for Power Broker too, don't we?
Oh, Power Broker just has boobies in it. It
Hmm.
just straight up has them. So
That's
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, this could be a VR game.
Yeah.
Potentia
Yeah.
as a VR universe.
Yeah, I've been chatting too with we have a friend over at Sigil. His name's Ian Eller. He helped us on the Sundering, and I've been chatting with him about turning some of our series into RPGs, and Power Broker is on the list for sure. And I haven't talked with Todd about that yet because we haven't developed anything, but he looked at the books and he was like, you know, so tabletop Power Broker RPG is also definitely a possibility.
I can definitely see that. As far
And
as
from
you
that,
know,
it's just a
certain
hop
powers
and a skip and a
different.
couple $1 million to VR, right?
Yeah.
It's really just about the money at this point. Like the information is all there. It's just about the money.
Yeah,
It would
exactly.
be such a fun RPG. Different powers.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
We'd have to kind of make a rules system with the powers and the purchasing them and stuff, and we'd have to figure that out, but I think it's totally feasible
Mm-hmm.
with an adapted
would be a
pre-existing RPG system.
Yeah, that would be unusual because most, other games don't really do that. So this would be a very unique RPG from the rest. It would stand out, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You start out with a certain budget, and based on what you do in the game, I guess you get better powers. You can upgrade.
Yeah, and poor decisions leads to consequences.
Right. And you can eventually get rescinded, and then that's the end of your game, you know, so you're avoiding that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. We have plans, guys. It's plans. It's a lot of plans.
I mean, I honestly think like an open world video game, you know, would be phenomenal. And you could play as a power broker, a power jacker, or a power slammer, or you could just be like a free range person, and based on your actions, you can either, you know, call the power brokers down on you, or you play as a power broker and you go hunt power jackers.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Like a city of heroes kind of style, but more like the power broker universe. But City of Heroes is kind of like that. It's like an MMORPG where you can play as a hero or a villain, and then you do, you know, raids and dungeons and stuff, but you're superheroes. So it would be kind of in that vein, but I think maybe a little more open world. But yeah, it'd be awesome. 100%.
There's definitely enough going on to make several different kinds of games, like simultaneously too. We could have that book, the tabletop game book, and then the VR game and the open. Oh, so many ideas, so many options.
This is what we need the money for, guys.
Keep it going, yeah.
So keep it coming, right?
And we do have 7 done. So I mean, this is like, it's a continuous story, and it only gets better, and the action gets really cool. Issue 5 is just like over the top action. The farmhouse battle, when Madame DeVray unleashes her devils, which are the converted power jackers from potential supermax. Some of John's art is just it's ridiculous in that. It's so cool.
Exciting. So you said that this current arc is a 15-issue series. Do you have plans outside of that? Do you have like ideas outside of that besides the game things?
Yes,
that you would want to go on with if this all continues going well?
Yeah, I have the sequels planned. I actually have like two sequels. You know, the way I wrote it initially was like a serialized movie, because I was a screenwriter. I've written like 12 screenplays, so I kind of did it as a serialized movie. But yeah, I had the sequels planned. Basically what happens after the finale, and also like a separate, because we have 30 years of content basically for, superpowers have existed in this universe for 30 years, so you have all that backstory. So I have a lot of backstory. I mean, no scripts written, but a lot of stuff in development, a lot of notes, a lot of different superhero squads, super villain squads. And you can also go through the eras of the different power brokers. So like the first might be like the golden age, and they look different, and the silver looks different. And you can also have spin-offs too of like sort of like different almost like parallel universe type. Like you could have one where it's like kind of like a future, almost like Olympian, like everything's just magnified, like the powers are magnified. I mean, there's so many options for this, and I have a lot planned. I have a lot planned for it.
That's pretty cool. I mean, like, that's such a crazy world. Like the whole universe is just insane. So I can see it going on for a while. As long as this keeps going well, like I can see it being a whole thing. We just need to catch some eyes from some people with bigger pockets.
Yeah.
Tell them we want to make movies and TV series. This is too much for a movie.
Oh, eventually though. I mean, I think if it starts as a like a cartoon would be great for kids if you tone down some of the bloodshed, I think.
And the viruses with the penises falling off, that too.
Yeah. Well, we don't actually show that, you know. But
I think if you just talk about it and you don't show it, it's safe. I think we can skate along the line there, right?
Yeah, you could probably do a little euphemistic speech there. You can get the idea across without being too graphic.
Yeah, and if the blood is green instead of red, then you can get away. Like there's like little tricks you can use to get away with it. Thank you. I want my socks too. I want more socks. Thanks, I'm obsessed with them.
Can't wait to see these.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, of course, this is the adult version. You know, I mean, if it was for kids, it would, you know, I mean, they make a Batman cartoon, but Batman's pretty dark, you know.
Yeah, no, this could totally be adapted to a kids thing. Absolutely. And oh yeah, Katie just made a point. Invincible was a really gory comic, but they didn't tone it down. I've only seen a little bit of Invincible. I gotta catch up on that. But the first episode kind of God, it was violent and gory, but it was also like it was the emotional stuff. Like that stuff has been getting to me a lot lately. And then I'm like, I need a break to watch the stuff. That's why it takes me so long to get through series now, because it's like I need a break between each very hyper emotional episode.
Is this the animated series by the creator of Walking Dead? Invincible?
It's an animated series.
I think so.
Don't know.
Yeah, it's by
Walking Dead.
Robert Kirkland.
Right.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
So.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was Kirkman that did it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to tone down the violence, but I mean, if it's a cartoon on network, you'd probably.
Yeah, it depends on what age demographic you're shooting for, I guess. You would have to. But being that there's so much going on in this story, you could totally like there's something for all ages that you could, you know, weave into its own little series for little kids and big kids and everybody in between.
Well, you could do a spin-off. You don't have to keep this story. This is just this storyline, but there's many potential stories. And you can create one that might appeal more to kids. But I think eventually like an adult TV series a la like The Boys would be awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I love The Boys. I'm so impressed with what they've done with that.
Yeah.
It's different from the books, but it's not in a bad way. And I really like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they could always, you know, adapt this story. You know, when you have all those creative minds, naturally it's going to change a little, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, looking good, guys.
I'm typing.
You.
I'm typing. I'm trying to keep a lot of stuff happening right now. So don't mind me for my silence. It's only momentary. Otherwise, I don't shut up.
That's okay. I'm trying to think of good questions, but I'm tired from working on this Kickstarter.
That does, like, anybody who's watching, if y'all have questions about Power Broker, now is definitely the time to ask, because you only get so many opportunities to have Todd reply to you live on stream like this. And he's, you know, he's the man with the plan, so he's the one you want the answers from. Unless we're talking about logistical stuff with the publishing of the book, and then you want Lori, and she's a little more available since she's on the stream every week, but still, if it's about Power Broker.
I like how Carnivore in this one, he's the green gladiator, he reminds me of Lockjaw a little bit from He-Man.
Yes.
You know? I mean, we didn't intend, for him to look like that, but just like in this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I like little homages or little nods to stuff. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done, when we were talking about yesterday, we were talking about the homage cover for our other Kickstarter that's happening right now. It made me think we've got a lot of those that we do, and Power Broker is a really great series to do if you want to get crazy and do homage covers. Like, it's a really, there's all the ideas if we did a homage cover for it, because there's just a lot of material to choose from with this story.
Yeah.
Like a Hugh Heifer, that's the play on words.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at? Oh, we're over 1,000. We're over 1,000. Woo, woo, woo.
Sweet.
Yay, thank you guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
That's so cool. And 30 backers already. It's been live for like an hour, maybe. I wasn't paying attention, but an hour.
It's great.
Yeah, a little
That's
bit
so
less
cool.
than an hour.
And we're going to have new trailers also. Eric's working on the new trailers for this, which will be very cool.
Yeah. Yeah, right now it's just the main series trailer. Basically, that's up, but we're going to have a little mini trailer for issue 3 and issue 4. Going up this week and next week. Or next week and the week after.
That's like even the Kickstarter is gonna stay fresh like that. That's pretty cool. Which I don't know if everybody who's using Kickstarter to raise money does that. Besides the updates, throwing up new art and stuff, new. My brain is not working. I can't word.
Well, I'm glad you guys
Videos. That's the word I wanted. Video.
Instead of 8.
But yeah, you guys are kicking ass on this. Like, thank you so much for this already. And there's a lot of people watching right now. According to my very crappy analytics on here. Like, I don't get to know really what happened until after this goes offline. But right now, it's showing me the faulty ones, and the faulty ones say that a lot of people are tuning in, which is also very cool. And we love that you come and listen to us. Mostly me. I know I'm the one who talks the most. I'm not blind to that. The other day, I don't remember who it was, said that they saw me on a different, was it Chat and Draw? They were watching me because Dee and I and Katie were on Chat and Draw last week. And we're like, you didn't say anything. You hardly talked at all. And I was like, I know, because I wasn't the host. It's amazing. Like, when you're the host, you have to keep the conversation going, and I'm not that great at that either. But I feel like filling up the quiet space is I can do that.
This guy, it's I can't remember the name, but this guy on the right with the sword, whose name I forget, of course, because I'm tired.
Silencer.
The Silencer. He reminds me of it's a G.I. Joe villain.
Oh, Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes, right?
Well, he wasn't a villain. He's a good guy.
Anti-hero. I don't know exactly what he was.
The White Ninja.
Yeah, he gives me that kind of vibe.
Yeah, I kind of see that. Except Snake Eyes had more like his bodysuit was a little more skin tight, and he had like the pockets and everything, and his is more like an armor.
Yeah, everything's a little more futuristic here. We got more.
He's on one of these covers down here, and it was this one here where it's like zoomed in just on his face. It's like he looks like a little angry human unicorn, and I'm enjoying that angle, like that close up.
I love that. I love that face. Yeah.
Yeah, and like and just the coloring on it too, because obviously that we keep talking about that part of it. So the John's art is fantastic, and I don't know, it's like it's not super shiny yet it still looks like metal, which is really hard to accomplish as somebody who has attempted and so far unsuccessfully tried to draw metal. It's really hard to make stuff look like metal, shiny or not. It's not easy.
It's like a black steel, so it has kind of like a matte, kind of a grainy surface.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the gladiators are Golden Boy, Carnivore, the Silencer, Slain Murder Spree, and Hammer Fist. Hammer Fist is really cool. He's got these giant anvils on his hands.
Yes.
He's like a pulverizer. And Flatline.
Oh yeah, Flatline too. Right. I want a name like Slain Murder Spree though. I'm jealous of that. Like my name is so boring. I want to change it. I love that.
You can put it in your next chat.
Yes. Oh, I should just change it right now. Let's do that. Where do I change it? I'm gonna find it.
They changed some stuff around because I learned they just added this yesterday was the first time I noticed you can actually give yourself a headline now. If you I put one in here the other day. See, like it puts my name and then it puts the little thing down below here.
Oh, that's cool.
Which ironically I put in Lord Marshal Vaco, which is fucking Carl Urban.
There you go.
Carl Urban again. Because he's the best. Anyway,
Wait, what is that?
Now
from?
we have that little fun thing. Chronicles of Riddick.
Yeah.
Fucking I know those movies.
That.
Like again, like they're just so good. And Sandy Newton in that movie, so good.
It's great.
And now,
reverse.
Yeah, I cannot remember if because there is an actor named Keith David and there's an actor named David Keith, and I think that and one of them's white and one of them's black, and you'd think that would be enough for me to remember which one is who, but I can never do it. But I think, is it Keith David that is in this movie? I'm gonna Google it. He plays a like a medicine man or something. Keith David is in this movie.
I don't know his name. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and the only other thing I can remember him from right now is he was the dad in There's Something About Mary. And how the hell did you get the prank about the beans? That guy. And he's amazing in that too.
True.
But actually he mostly, I think he plays because he plays the same character in the first Riddick movie as the second Riddick movie. The first Riddick movie being Pitch Black.
Yep.
And and he's plays the same guy in that one, and then spoiler alert for a movie that's been out for quite a long time. In the Chronicles of Riddick, he dies pretty early on. But for a noble reason, he dies saving his family, so it's it's a good noble reason to go get yourself killed, I guess. If there is a good reason for that. But of course, Riddick isn't going to die because, Vin Diesel doesn't die. Is there a movie when Vin Diesel dies? Is there? Does he ever die in a movie? I don't think he does.
I don't think so. Mm-mm. We got to get Vin Diesel in the Power Brokers series somehow, I feel.
Vin Diesel as Madame
we
Duvray.
Probably manage that.
No, God.
There's a power jacker named Scourge who has like plutonium balls stuck in him. He's bald headed, so maybe he could be one of the.
What's his name again?
Scourge.
Scourge.
Back to Carl Urban, because Scourge is the name of the character he plays in.
Oh, it is?
Thor.
Okay.
Thor. Yes.
So Carl Urban has to play everybody. Is just what we.
Yeah, Carl Urban's just going to be everybody.
Yeah.
Yes. Carl Urban as Power Broker, just all of it.
Right. All the synchronicities add up to Carl Urban.
Just saying, like, this is like an all roads, all roads lead to Carl Urban today.
I'm fine with it.
We'll make
You
it
see that
happen.
one
He's got range.
Played a Viking, or no? Yeah, I think it was a Viking. Oh no, the Vikings invaded North America and like battled the Native Americans. Forget the name of it.
That sounds really familiar, and I can't remember what it's called.
And Carl
He
Urban
might
was
have
in
played
it?
a native.
The internet will tell us, right?
It's pretty good, pretty well done.
He plays a Viking. That's a Pathfinder.
Oh, yeah, Pathfinder. Yeah, that was really good. I feel like that movie's underrated.
I don't think I've seen it, but now I want
it.
to.
Yeah, no one really talked about it. I liked it.
Stream Pathfinder. Where's it on? It's on Hulu! Guess what I'm doing tonight? If it's on Hulu, I can watch it tonight. Man.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
You know, when Jeffrey gets back from work, he's gonna drag my fat ass to the gym tonight, and I want to watch Pathfinder.
You could do both. We'll figure it out.
Ugh. I will download it onto my phone, because all I do at the gym is walk on a treadmill for a half an hour. I am very, very lazy, and I do the bare minimum because I hate it.
Maybe it'll be motivating to like watch Carl Urban murdering people. You know, get like jacked up. You'll be like, yeah.
Freeway
You never
time.
know. I mean, Carl Urban does have that effect on some people.
Right. Oh, I just got the email and I forgot to point it out, but we launched with Project We Love. So Kickstarter loves us as usual. If you're hesitating about backing us, yeah, if you've been hesitant, Kickstarter loves us. That should be enough proof. Project We Love.
There
That's
it
awesome.
is, right there. Project We Love. And this is like we're gonna be on the front page in the morning. I hope this is going pretty well.
That'd be awesome.
I don't know. I have no idea how any of that works. Like, there's some magical computer forces at work there. I don't get it, but I do know that sometimes it's like, boom, we're on the front page, and it's like, that's really cool. And I have no idea how that happens, except that you guys back it, and then it catches some robot's eye. That's how it works.
Pretty much.
But someone actually reviews it and gives it the rating?
Yes. Yeah, in the case of Project We Love, yes, a person has to do it. Yeah. So that's awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Project We Love based on this art alone, right?
Yeah.
Amazing art.
It's so nice.
Let's
It's
go
awesome.
back to the one that's, this the GIF. The GIF that's spinning through this.
I tried to get a little sampling of pages from each issue. And like action and static stuff.
Yeah,
Both.
this one here.
Yeah.
This could totally be a postcard. We could
That's
put
beautiful. The
greetings from Potentia and then make it a postcard.
I love it. I love it.
Isn't there is it the first issue? There's a greetings from Potentia. Like, there's a part of a postcard and somebody's thumb is fucking it up.
Yep.
Yes.
I remember grabbing that to use it for some art, and I was so pissed off about that thumb. I was like, is there a good way to crop this so the thumb is gone, because it's ruining my idea?
To blame
It was a
John.
thing. Damn it, John!
No,
I'm
that
gonna
was in
blame
the
him
script.
because he's not
He was
here to
only
defend
drawing
himself.
He was only drawing the detail that I wrote.
Oh, so it's your fault!
Yeah. I purposely wrote the thumb in there, holding a postcard.
And you did it just to make me mad, didn't you?
But this shot right here is really cool. John's like landscapes in issue 4 are amazing.
This is ADHD / graphic design nerd in my brain here going, they're all portrait style, but he called it a landscape. That's funny to me.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
stupid. They're all
It is-
portrait oriented.
It's a portrait style landscape, though.
That's a nerdy art joke. Portrait style landscape.
I like that.
Now, if it was a double
Well,
page
if you think
flash,
about it, it was stupid.
Landscape, exactly.
If you think about it, it was dumb to start calling landscape-oriented paintings landscapes because of that. But then they call them what if you have a portrait that's landscape?
Which is
landscape portrait, a portrait style landscape, and a landscape style portrait. This is stupid. Who came up with these? Who decided that was what we were gonna call them? They didn't consult me. I'll tell you that much. I have like 8 tabs open from the various things that I've Googled since we started the stream. Just want you to know that.
That's normal, right? That's typical.
It's actually very normal for our fun little streaming show that we have on here. Yeah.
This is awesome.
Do you have that shot of Director Robertson taking out the power jacker? I forget which page.
I should get it. I can add it to the GIF maybe. That might be a good one.
Yeah, that one's.
Oh, that one's not in the GIF?
Amazing, the colors.
Mm-mm. It's hard to pick favorite pages because so many of them are good. So
yeah,
yeah.
Which I think is one of the reasons John got kind of sick of doing the interior art, because it takes. I mean, just look how lush they are. They take so much time, and when you have like 22 plus per issue.
Yeah.
You slowly go mad, that he doesn't have to put that much detail in the backgrounds, right? Like, you can just suggest the buildings and things. You don't have to put everything. That's also advice for you, Katie. I know you're still watching. You don't have to put every single detail in. You can just suggest.
Impossible.
No. Katie, like, I don't know, Todd, I don't know if you saw the dragon pictures, but like Katie put every single individual tiny scale into her dragon painting that she did for the Sundering. It was
oh wow.
It was
love
extremely
detail.
impressive to look at, but there's like clearly there's some insanity happening there.
I appreciate the detail. I mean,
as a viewer of the art, I appreciate the detail, but as somebody who has attempted to do these things in the past, I think that I could never do that. Like if I do see, the longest one that I've drawn 100% by myself has been a maximum of 2 pages. Like I can't do that. Yeah. That's too much.
Oh, I mean, it's a special talent to do 20 pages. I mean,
and then do it again for the next issue.
Yeah,
that's a lot. Yeah.
And John's done it 7 times on this one. Hee-hoo. Ah.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes me want to grab these pages and zoom in on them and see, like, is there, some of these ones that are just looking like there's far off text in the background there somewhere. I was like, zoom it in. It's probably actually rendered text and
tiny little details. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That page would be those buildings. It's phenomenal how much detail.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's actually part of why I poked Alvin as one of the first cover artists, because his work is exactly like that. It's always like the whole page is filled with things. He has to fill it. He has to put all the detail just like that, and I feel like that meshes really well with John doing that as well. Yeah,
and he also captures it like almost how John did. He like keeps the same spirit of it.
Yeah.
I enjoy how John renders action in there. It's really hard to do like there's one scene that keeps flipping by in here where there's a big punch happening, and he's got the like he's got the motion in there with the swoopy. There it is.
Oh yeah,
the,
yeah.
The swoopy and like the blur.
Like the blur.
And
the blur effect.
it's just really hard to render good action. There's a lot of times. I mean, how many times have we all opened up a graphic novel of some sort and looked at it, and it's like you can clearly see that action is supposed to be happening, but it just doesn't look very actiony.
Yeah, static.
And,
it's like static.
Yeah, it's like it's a skill to be able to put to make a static image like this look like it's emotion. It really is.
Yeah. Oh, that was.
And John does an excellent job.
The laser eye beams on a Golden Boy. Did you see that one? Where he's fighting Carnivore, he cuts him up the middle.
Am I watching for it here?
Wait, it's coming. Yeah, see right there.
Okay.
It's hard to catch, but it's happening. It goes like across
it goes
the panel.
So fast. I didn't. Yeah, I was like, I just located it with my eyes, and then it was gone. But yeah.
So that's like the accident, right?
Right. That's what you're gonna do by accident, Sarah.
That's yes. I hope that if this like if my laser vision happens and that I'm trying, so like my hands are very shaky. I'm not great with like fine details when I'm painting. So is that how my laser vision's gonna be? Because like our laser cuts are still gonna look like shit if that's the case.
I'm thinking you should probably steer clear of the laser vision.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, I was thinking that too. I was thinking more like, telekinesis or something that would be useful without the potential to kill somebody, unless I'm actually trying to consider, like if I actually am attempting to kill somebody, that's different. But laser vision is just, there's too much potential for accidents there.
Yeah.
Not just of the cutting somebody's arm off, but of like burning down the building or, something like that. And I'm not intentionally clumsy, but I am.
And there's too few options to use it like benignly. Laser, I mean, you're going to be destroying something.
That's true.
I'd definitely need a pair of like Cyclops glasses to control that shit, like dial it down, because like if there's a requirement on because you can't use full strength on when you're lasering something, you'll burn everything. You'll just burn it down. You can't do that. That's why Cyclops needs his glasses.
You need like a berm to see without you.
This is a lot of logistics, a lot of things to be thought of before trying that. A laser eye surgeon? Ooh. See,
you have to really dial it down to that.
Yeah. That would require both precision and control. I would need control of the power level and like not cutting into the raw. Oh, that would be no. That's why I'm not a regular eye surgeon. Much. No, I'm thinking like telekinesis, like being able to move shit without it. That seems like it would be useful on a broad range of applications, and I wouldn't be able to just accidentally kill somebody without really, like, I'd really have to fuck up. Like, that seems like a safer one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
When you're levitating the burrito out of the refrigerator. You.
There you go. I mean, and that, like, if I hit somebody with the burrito, then it's just comedy, right? Like, I'm not actually hurting anybody. Although I am wasting a burrito, which sucks. We don't like to waste burritos around here.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what I would want. I keep thinking about it. Teleportation or flight would be really nice, because then I can see all my friends that are far away. As long as the teleportation doesn't have like weird drawbacks where I can teleport like into someone else and kill them and shit. Like I don't want to deal with that.
Like the Philadelphia.
Or like on Galaxy Quest when they turn the pig thing inside out. Yeah, don't want that.
Yeah, I don't want any of that.
Or you get fused to something.
Yeah, like you just end up in the middle of a building, like, and then you're just trapped. Like I don't. We don't want that.
Mind control could be pretty cool, but it could also be abused.
Yeah, that one's a really easy one to abuse. Why will the earbud won't stay in my ear? My ear holes are too big.
I agree, Katie. I like that one. Like, just
Yeah.
if you could just heal yourself or heal yourself and others, so you're just you're just good.
Yeah,
sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
There is a power brokerage called Flourish, which it's more like spiritual powers and like more of the like benign stuff. I've got all the power brokerages, created, Mega and Pantheon. What else? Pinnacle, of course. Splice. There's two sisters that run the Splice Empire, and there's like two towers that face each other, and they hate each other, and they both control like one half of the empire. There's a few Splice logos up around there.
That seems like it would be difficult. Of course, lots of companies continue to function when the people running it actively hate each other, so I guess it would probably work. What am I thinking?
I think Aldi's is like that, or Aldi. There's two German brothers, I think, that own the company, and they operate different parts of it.
Huh,
yeah,
interesting.
I read something about that. I also read, do you know Farm and Fleet and Fleet Farm? There was a urban legend, really. It was, because it's not true, but that it was two brothers who, it's Mills and Blaine. Yeah, and they were like, it was Blaine's Farm and Fleet and Mills Fleet Farm, and they opened up competing stores that are exactly the same because they hate each other. I don't know how it went, but it's not true is the point. They are basically the same store. And we have both in this state, but like the north has the Fleet Farms and the south has the Farm and Fleets. It's very weird. I don't get it. Useful stores though, if you have farm animals, or if you're weird like me and you need to get something obscure that has nothing to do with farming. Like sometimes I need plastic buckets of a certain shape, and they make little feed trough thingies.
Rubber bands.
Plants. And I got a big 40-gallon trough for a outside aquarium, for like a container pond. Stuff like that.
Totally. Yeah. Well, I guess we could wrap this up. I feel like we're doing well. We don't need to keep everybody for too long. And if you guys have any questions, just throw them in the comments. And thank you guys so much for backing. And we can't wait to get you these books, because they're great. They're done. They're ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna love the content, and the covers are just in person. The books look fantastic. I didn't think that they would be that good when I got them initially, but they're amazing.
Yeah, they're awesome to hold in your hands, and they're not flimsy. Like, they feel good. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and as cool as this art looks on the screen, it always looks so much better printed on the page. It just
It does.
And especially if you get the holo version, which, I mean, I'm not trying to push you to spend more money, but like if you really want the art to pop, you gotta spring for the holo version.
Yeah.
It's just better. So, well,
I have the holo versions displayed. They're so cool. Yeah.
They are. They are.
They look amazing.
I want holo versions of everything my whole life, not just books. Like holo versions of everything.
Exactly.
Everything. So, well, that's 36 backers currently and $1,143. So we're just trucking right along, and that is all thanks to all y'all. So thank you for supporting us, and thank you everybody who joined us for the stream. This one's gonna be it's gonna be shorter than the last one. We had I was just thinking about Matt always talking about how he holds up the streams, and it's like, you do, but it's not just your fault. It's us. It's me. I'm the one who talks. But it's just funny because it's like it's not even his fault, because that's when we have a whole bunch more people on, and it's just us three. It's a lot easier to wrap it up in a smaller amount of time, isn't it?
That's true. Yeah.
It gets a little chaotic when you have like 5 or 6 people on, and then it just naturally takes more time. That's just how it is. But
Right,
this one we got
exactly.
to the point, and we got to the point. It's better. It's good. It's fun in its own way. Anyway, and we already like now. I mean, look what we did. We cast the entirety of Power Broker. It's just Carl Urban. We're done. Boom.
Right.
I mean, I kind of do still want to
Gotta
see Glenn
shift.
Close as Madame Duvray, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like that sounds like an excellent casting.
Oh, Meryl Streep.
Yeah, we'll see if she's available. But in the meantime, I guess that's what we'll. That's a good place to end it, I guess. And I think, do you wanna watch the original Power Broker trailer thingy?
Yeah, we can close out on that.
We can close with that one.
Totally.
Sound good to y'all?
Cool.
Okay.
You are a sleeping giant. Your genome is a powder keg of raw potential. A simple swab is all it takes to pull back the curtain and unlock the true power encoded within you.
Enough games, Mason. Time to spike!
Not so fast, Seaver!
Don't wait for greatness.
Superpowers are now approved for human use. Power brokering goes public with Pinnacle Laboratories initiative.
That one's tricky. Gonna cost you. We can make you super.
Lullaby and go bright. Now it's time to refuse them. Now you're tougher, make them suffer. For the agent must pay. Let your powers unfurl. Kill them all and the girl.